sun is high, we're feeling good. In Miami where the spirit's understood. With Bobby Finn's talk leading the crew, we're gonna show you what these Dolphins do. Fins up high, the crowd's roaring loud. In the city with the blue and aqua proud. Finn Stanza's here with the play-by-play. We're getting ready, it's game day. Are you ready for some football? Miami Dolphins standing tall. Are you ready for some football? Showtime at the Hard Rock Yard. From the tailgate to the field of green, with the best fans you ever seen. Bobby's got the scoop, hot off the press. In Miami, we roar to impress. Play up stats and pregame chat.
All right. Merry Christmas, Dolphin fans. Week 1 is finally here. A new season of the Miami Dolphins pregame show here on FTSN. I'm Bobby Finstock. That's the one and only Finn Stanza. Evan, my brother, how the hell are you?
Fire McDaniel. Just kidding.
Dude, come on now.
Guys, welcome to another beautiful season. It's never quiet in Dolphins land. We can't even, we would have to have a breaking news show now, even if we didn't have the pregame show.
We have, geez, as soon as I sit down, Brett Lagasse, host of
Goes
Finn
crazy.
Talk Overtime, texts me, sends me 3 pictures, and I'm seeing Tyreek sitting on the ground. I'm like, this is a lie. This is not real. Tyreek arrested outside of Hard Rock Stadium. That would have been our breaking news. Everyone's freaking out on X. We're freaking out here. But Drew Rosenhaus, all is good, guys. All is right in the world.
We'll get more
Rosenhaus
news.
has come clean. Agent of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek will play. I haven't heard about Calais Campbell. He was with Tyreek. He also was in handcuffs. But I believe it might be the same for him. But anyway.
Here's a statement, though, just breaking news.
There you go. Statement.
This morning from the Dolphins. This morning, wide receiver Tyreek Hill was pulled over for a traffic incident about 1 block from the stadium and briefly detained by police. He has since been released. Several teammates saw the incident. That's probably why we saw Calais Campbell. Saw the incident to stop and offer support. Tyreek and all other players involved have safely arrived to the stadium and will be available for today's game.
Okay, so it looks like Calais Campbell, Tyreek are fine. Got it stopped. All good. All is right
I
in
just
the
don't
world.
like the way it looks because on camera, like to see him on the ground, laying on there, everyone's thinking the worst, right? Because of the whole stuff that goes on off the field. But once again, that's always the narrative of having Tyreek Hill on your team, having a polarizing player. But that also stalled Miami Dolphins, honestly, for these kind of games, they should have police escorts for their players. They shouldn't be having their players getting arrested. They should have police escorts for their players to get into the stadium safely, honestly, at this point.
Absolutely. I don't even know how that was but anyway. But we are here, the Miami Dolphins pregame show, week 1 of the season. Aladino in the house. Good morning. Cap for life. Good morning. Everyone watching, wherever you're watching. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all of the above. Thank you for tuning in. It is game day, guys. Go Fins. Fins up. Let's get this ball rolling. We got a lot to talk about. Jacksonville Jaguars. Miami Dolphins is officially real. This is real football now. Miami Hurricanes, 2-0 to start the season. Just want to say that very quick. Beat down FAMU 56-9, 2-0. Should be top 10 by tomorrow. Caneswear will be on Tuesday night for the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes podcast. Guys, again, for Caneswear, whether it's Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Marlins, Inter Miami, go get your fan gear at Caneswear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida, or go to caneswear.com. Anything over $99 shipped for free. Go represent your team, your South Florida team, with the best gear from Caneswear. All right.
By the way, it's already the lead story on ESPN.
Of course it is.
But I just want to let you know, they did say the reason why he was cuffed is that he got into a verbal altercation because that's Tyreek with the cop, and that's why they cuffed him. But once it de-escalated, probably with the support of Drew Rosenhaus and all that, it was probably that's why they uncuffed him and let him go.
I think those are plants. I think those are Jacksonville police.
Me too.
Yeah,
State troopers. I want state troopers. I don't remember.
Theory.
I don't remember Hollywood. I don't remember the Miami cops in brown uniforms. I don't remember that. They should be wearing.
That's Highway State Patrol. Like, what are you doing around the?
What are you doing on the state?
Unless he was racing from the highway. Anyway,
someone wanted his 15 minutes.
That's right. So, Finstanza, you were on yesterday with Fitz Talk today. On the bandwagon, covering for me, which I appreciate. It was a special Eastern episode. Fish Tank Hank is at the game. He will be at the game today. So you guys talked a lot about the game, but we're going to talk more today, get more in specifics. But before we roll into that, Eric in the house, let's go Fins. Absolutely. How excited are you for this football season in general? As a Dolphins fan, but in general, how excited are you?
This NFL season is something that I have been waiting for since the Kansas City game. It's nice to talk. We love draft. We love talking about free agency. But as you know, throughout the summer with family stuff, we all have stuff going on. There's only so much you could talk about. And we're always talking about projections of what could be. Now we're into the meat of it. Between now and February, we're going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins and everything matters. No matter what we talk about, it has something to relate to a game or something they're going to do in season. And like I say to everybody, and I think you saw me write it on X this morning, it doesn't matter, like Steve Malloy likes to say, even though him and I have a lot of disagreements, and so do I have with Brett, it doesn't matter what we think of about the players on this team or what they're going to do. We're all Dolphins fans, and I'm so grateful that we have this wonderful community, including Adadino and Cap and everybody I mentioned on X and everything, to have that community to talk Dolphins and support our team and have something that's an outlet for us to enjoy life and have passion for sports is something that I'm usually nervous before the season. I'm so happy to have the season back. I just want to see football. I cannot wait. I'm more nervous about my survivor picks than I am about the Dolphins game. The Dolphins have everything they have in place for me. I believe they're a better team than they were last year. I honestly am convinced of that. Where I think that the core, what needs to happen this season. But no, to be with you, to be with the team on TSN and everyone who watches us, I can't be more excited for the season to have been in a very long time.
100%. I will say, very quick on this Tyreek Hill situation. My mother sent me a voice message saying, "Oh, maybe it's going to be a distraction." But do you think this is going to be a distraction at all to the team? I don't believe it. I think Tyreek is obviously he knows, everybody knows. I think he's going to have himself a monster game. I think this is going to give him a bigger push to have a monster game today. What are you thinking?
I believe that this is not going to be a distraction because this is a real family-oriented team. One thing I'll give credit to Mike McDaniel about. Mike McDaniel will find a way to turn this into a positive. I think he'll actually escalate. I think he might throw Tyreek more. Tyreek is going to have one of his moments. Like I said, when someone wrote on Twitter, I'll give credit to Tom Ernest, who works for Dolphins Talk, that he actually wrote it. But I was thinking it. He got the Scotty Scheffler treatment. And then Scotty Scheffler that weekend went out and won that tournament.
Point, for sure.
When you motivate somebody, if you really, because I'll actually do a sidebar for you because you'll appreciate this, because you do another podcast on this network, which I love, and I'm happy to join. And I used to do it once in a while. No holds bar. How many times did they play on the who's to me and you one of the GOATs? Glass shattering. How often did they have him arrested to come back and literally dominate? The narrative about somebody who comes back from that, even though Tyreek is that bad guy and he's a bad dude in terms of what goes on outside of his life, when he gets on the football field, he is that dude, and this is only going to motivate him. Trust me. This is not good for the Jacksonville Jaguars that this happened to him this morning, because he's going to come out nuts tonight. Today, he's going to go all out today.
Absolutely.
No distraction for this team. Adam Gase, Brian Flores, Tony. Yeah, that's the one thing I'll give Mike McDaniel credit for. I might question his game management. I might question his play calling. I will not question his ability to be there for his players. And you want to give you one key point. Drew Rosenhaus doesn't just represent Miami Dolphin players, right? He's a superstar agent in the NFL. Where is he today? He's with his number one guy. He's there. I guarantee you right now, if Drew Rosenhaus was not there today, Tyreek would not be playing today. The fact that he has that guy literally attached to him, the same way Terrell Owens. I think Terrell Owens wouldn't have been successful in the NFL if he didn't have Drew Rosenhaus. This guy has a knack for this, Drew Rosenhaus. Got to give him credit. And I think that Tyreek's going to go all off today. This is only going to make it better. The Dolphins are going to win more. My prediction will be actually a bigger score than I thought because of this just happened.
Interesting. And well, let's do this. Full disclosure for everyone watching. And Brett Lagasse, I know Brett wanted to do overtime yesterday. I took a family day. I was out all day. Fitz Danzer covered for me on Fitz Talk today. So I didn't get to hear or see Brett's prediction. I'm sure that's what he was going to bring up. I'm sure that's what, talk about the record. So for everyone watching, Brian Bloomer, go Panthers. Absolutely, sir.
That's my buddy.
Let's do. There you go.
By the way, his favorite show is your wrestling show.
Oh yeah.
I reminded him of it.
Nice.
You know we're live, right? You know we're live. You're ruining our live show. Live.
She's making it better. She made it better.
Live.
Up, kid.
Excuse me. We're in the middle of a live show.
Lock
live.
The door.
Excuse me. You're making me get distracted. Please. Thank you. Oh my God.
Anyway.
Bye.
Go Panthers. Go. Appreciate you watching. I appreciate you watching.
He loves No Holds Barred. He's gonna watch more of the wrestling show.
Thank you. Yeah. Josh Kimmel, my co-host. We didn't do a show last night because he was in Las Vegas for a fantasy draft, I believe. That dude's a real deal. Kids do make the show better. That's what it is. That's what FTA said. We're a family here. We keep it loose, guys. It's all good. But anyway, prediction. Okay, Brett got his score in there. Brett, what's your season prediction on record? Full disclosure on mine is 12-5. Finstanza, what is yours? 12-5 on the season for me on the Miami.
12-5.
Okay, so we're in agreement. 12-5 on the season.
Probably different games. We're going to win or lose.
Well, listen. Okay, but that's why I say full disclosure because again, things change week to week. If Tyreek wasn't playing today, how does that impact Miami? How does that impact our prediction?
Run.
If there's an injury, blah, 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 those predictions may change. But starting the season off, my prediction is 12-5. And then, of course, okay, Brett has it 10-7. That's my low end on the team. That's my low end. There's a floor and there's a ceiling.
Everyone's low end.
Yeah, I got it 10-7. That's my floor. My ceiling is 12-5.
But if they finish 10-7, that means at the end of the season went to the crapper again.
Yeah.
They flushed the season down the toilet again right there.
All right, so let's get this started. So right now, Miami Dolphins facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars and Miami are 5-5 all time, tied. I don't think they didn't play last year. I don't think they've played. They played in preseason. They have not played against each other since.
I think London, the Urban Meyer game, where
the Urban Meyer
the Brian Flores. That was a Brian Flores goof.
But yeah, Miami's 5-5. So Jacksonville last year. Let me find this here. Thought I had it. Started off the season strong, kind of died out by the end of the year. Pull this up here. And if you could watch those comments, they finished 9-8. So 9-8 on the season for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
They felt that we lost a lot in a row. They were 9-3. They were, I think, 8-3 or 9-3.
They totally fell off.
Yeah, they fell off a cliff. 12-5
for Aladino, 10-7 for Brett. Brett, great point here. I don't think they go low. I think double-digit wins is likely. It's a transition year, Daniel and Greer. And, and my reason why 12-5, obviously we still know what the issues are, at least to us. It's not an issue to the Dolphins, is the offensive line. You still got a little bit of concern there. I believe in year 3 of Coach McDaniel, with Tua, now they're all signed to contracts minus Javon Holland or Jalen Phillips. But I think Jalen Phillips is kind of in a couple. See, I think Javon Holland's more the one we're kind of like, okay, is that the one we're going to miss out on? But everybody's kind of set in stone. We know the timetable of this football team. The window has kind of been extended now that these guys have their deals extended and they're all kind of falling off together at the with their contracts. I believe Miami now. That's why I think they're going to go 12-5 is they're all on the same page. This is the 3rd year under McDaniel. It's not where, it's not multiple offensive coordinators for Tua Tagovailoa. It's none of that. They're all on the same page. I believe that's going to help Miami in the end. And I'm hoping with the 3rd year of McDaniel is that he does what Evan would like is adjust at the game, obviously run a little more and all that.
I don't agree with this only because there is stuff coming out. It is in the national media They are saying what happened. It was a driving violation. They don't know the extent of it. So you can't, if someone gets released, you can't not play the guy because of it. It's not like they were, if he was arrested, obviously not playing. But that's like saying Scotty Scheffler got arrested and can't play that tournament because he got released. For me, I don't necessarily agree with that. In the end, hello, as we all know, and I always like to go back to this, Ray Lewis played, and we never know what's going to happen there. Well, the guy in Dallas, I forget his name, who played, who they ended up signing after the fact. You had Hernandez. You had until things play out, you can't stop them. That's why there's appeals. That's why there's. By the way, also these guys are represented by the NFLPA, and trust me, the NFLPA, if they felt there was a problem, they would sit him with the league. So if the fact that this has already been announced, that it's gotten to Schefter, it's gotten to Rappaport, it's gotten to all the big wigs on the networks, let's move on.
Yeah,
Look at after the game.
Yeah, it was stated as a driving violation, whatever that may have been. Where we assume it was speeding just because obviously maybe he was racing off the highway and they pulled him over and then he laughing all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but we don't know. But we don't know what the basis of it is. Like Brett just wrote, cuffs do not equal arrest. He was detained.
Exactly.
It was overzealous on part of the cops.
First off, I do want to thank 72 Undefeated for watching as always.
We appreciate it. I'm just saying we don't know.
But yes, I disagree with that. Under 72, I think he's going to play. And again, detained is not arrest.
What's up,
Greg in the house. What's up, brother? On his way to the game. Awesome. Greg, co-host of Finn's Talk Overtime with Brett Lagasse. Great to see him tuning in. Finn's up to everyone watching right now. Ben F. Man, he is totally unprofessional. He had all summer and all off season to get everything right. And here he is. Phone is ringing. Kids walking in and out of the house.
It's not me. Jeez. It's my actual family. It's awful. I can't tell them to leave me alone for an hour. It's awful, eh?
Wow.
I'm awful, eh? awful person. That's what happens when you. By the way, this is why I love. By the way, it's because of this crazy family that I watch football.
Yeah, that's right. So as we wait, we continue to wait to see what. And there you go. Here's the comparison too, as you brought up. So less than 4 months after world number one golfer Scotty Scheffler played, despite being detained for a traffic violation before round 2 at the PGA Championship, the NFL's number one player, Tyreek Hill, plans to play despite being detained for for a traffic violation before week 1. So again, traffic violation. That's not something where he went and smacked a kid or did something stupid and whatever. It was a traffic violation. He's going to play. It doesn't send any message to the team.
Yeah,
we've all gotten a ticket for speeding. We all got come on. It's all good. Anywho,
Drew Rosenhaus told Jeff Charlington on ESPN Sunday NFL Countdown that what happened this morning to Tyreek Hill was completely unnecessary. I'm very distraught about it. We're going to have to look into it. So we don't know. We don't know the cause of it. Because I'm telling you, not all of us in our lives have been probably stopped by a police officer for speeding or making the wrong turn on a street. You don't get pulled out. This was someone you don't know. So until we know, let's not jump to any conclusions about the.
Yeah, and it's not an arrest. It's a detain. He was detained. They sat him down. They talked to him. He wasn't arrested. He was detained. Arrested is being put in the back of the car, driven, and getting booked. Not, we're going to detain you. We're sitting you down. We need to figure this out. Okay, now you're let go. Arrest is not let go. Detained is let go. All right, moving on. Tyreek will play. We're good with that. He will not be on the inactives list today. We are waiting for the inactives list.
No, that's still too early. I'll be refreshing like I do every game.
Yeah, so we'll wait on that. Once that comes in, Finn Stanza will let us know. Again, Miami versus Jacksonville at 1 p.m. Eastern time at Hard Rock. This will be live on CBS Miami and Paramount Plus. You can listen to it on the radio at Big 105.9 or 610 WIOD.
Yeah. Bobby, if you want to share it just so you have the content, if you could look up Warren Sharp on Twitter, if you want to play it, you can, the recording. He does have the video off his phone of the 1-minute interview with Jeff with ESPN and directly with Drew Rosenhaus if you want to listen to it.
Oh, it's okay. We'll I'm seeing all the stuff there. But Michael from Thailand, man, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you, man. Will we be live for the game? We'll be hopping off right before the game. Now, I'm not going to. Hey, look, you know what, Michael? First off, subscribe to the channel because there might be a time where we're live during the game while we're reacting live to everything. The only issue is, Constanza's in Canada, I'm in Tennessee, so our streaming might be a little off. So while I'm cheering a touchdown, he's still going, "What the hell is happening?"
Would you like some breaking news, not Dolphins related?
What's that?
A deadline deal. Hours before this team, I'm not going to say which team, you'll know, kicks off the season. It's reached an agreement with this player on a 4-year, $240 million extension that will make him the highest paid player in NFL history, keeping him in this uniform for seasons to come. Who is now the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
Okay, it just popped up.
Dak just got his money.
Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And people are questioning Tua for 50. What does this guy want either?
$240 million contract extension, 4-year deal, highest paid in NFL. But here's the thing, because they said they talk about this all the time. Does this guy deserve it? Does this guy look? Let's be real. This is the tier. That's why Tua got his money. That's why Daniel Jones a couple of years ago, and I'm not putting those two in the same conversation, or putting him in the same rank, but that's why he got that money the way he did. Even though we go, Daniel Jones, they're in that tier. And Dak Prescott, truth be told, he's in that tier. He's in those, even though he's not a Pat Mahomes, he's not a 2-time MVP like Lamar Jackson, he's up there. That's just where this market is going. That's why I truly believe the NFL needs to do something about the quarterback deals. Yes, the quarterbacks need to get paid. Yes, they should get the money they deserve because, obviously they're the ones that market it. They push it. They're the ones that make the league fun, and it's the most important position on the football team. But they need to set up like a separate cap for quarterbacks. That's what they need to do. They need to set up a separate cap where it doesn't kill or handcuff your team.
Wait, you know what I got to give credit? You know what I got to give credit to? I got to give credit to the Miami Dolphins crew that does the stadium because not 24 hours, less than 12, was it? 4 o'clock yesterday last night actually, before I was doing Fins Talk today, the Miami Hurricanes, weren't they playing yesterday?
Hard Rock.
At Hard Rock against Florida A&M, another victory. Like, that's what the stadium looked like. And by the way, I just need to show some shade on Michael Vogel. Frickin' Notre Dame chokes again.
Wow. Did you see? I couldn't believe that. Hey, not even Mike Vogel, Coach Vogel, co-host and scout for FTSN, but co-host of On the Clock for our NFL draft show. But 2 of our co-hosts for Touchdown in Paradise College Football podcast, Joe and Pete, both diehard Notre Dame fans. I think either one of them did. I don't know if both of them attended Notre Dame. That broke their hearts. I know they were diehards, but
that coach who actually said they've never beaten a ranked team, and he played for that team in the history of their team. They never beat a ranked team, and the guy played for that team, and the guy's in his 50s.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
so
breaking news also.
News.
Not breaking news, but Russell Wilson will not be playing, so take him off your fantasies if you guys have him.
Wow. Well, credit to another one of our guys, Justin Burley, co-host of the Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast, OUS Pod. Guys, if you love fantasy football, you want to be ahead of your game, go watch them. Go follow their stuff. Go to their website, OUS Pod or OUSFFpod.com. They got some great stuff. But he, in our fantasy league and in multiple leagues I've seen, he's drafted both Russell Wilson and then later Justin Fields. And people are going, what the hell are you doing? Why are you drafting both? Because he said, I know Russell Wilson's not going to play every game. And once Justin Fields takes that starting spot, he won't let it go. So this is going to be a huge game for Justin Fields.
And he's also going against Matthew. Honestly, that Falcons team we'll talk about. Judon, Bates.
Yeah, we're going to go over every NFL game. We're going to make our predictions and go through every game here.
That's a tough slaying for them today, the Steelers.
So very quick, Joe Rosenhaus has told Jeff Darlington on ESPN Sunday NFL Countdown that what happened this morning to Tyreek Hill was completely unnecessary. I'm very distraught about it. We're going to have to look into it. Yeah, we'll get more details as it goes.
He's being interviewed on all the networks now, so we'll all hear.
Yeah. The NFL memes post just an image of police officer who put Tyreek Hill in handcuffs has been released, and it's a picture of Trevor Lawrence in a uniform, cop
That's
uniform.
fantastic.
Jeez, Lou. Anyway, idiots.
Not like we didn't have anything to talk about this morning, and then we have
plenty
all
to
this.
talk about. Plenty.
No, but this is besides this. This is crazy stuff. It's amazing. Joe was kicked while in handcuffs. How it is not being discussed over the news. Now they just focus on him being detained. Yeah. It's because somebody wanted to get their britches, you know.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Absolutely. Well, either way, Brett, you know how I stand. I think we need a stronger backup because we need a backup because I'm not worried. You know, obviously the Dolphins aren't worried about any other team, and that's why about any other position. They feel comfortable with the offensive line. You know, we know how they feel about receiver. If any other position goes down, it's next man up. That's on Greer. It's next man up. Backup quarterback position is what concerns me because if Tua goes down, it's all over.
But that's most teams because look right now, you don't think that right now there's conversations with Ryan. I know Ryan Tannehill's looking for the opportunity, and if someone has season-ending injury. But what happened to Jordan Love? You really think Malik Willis can take those Packers over the next 4 to 6 weeks and lead them somewhere? That's cause for pause right there. If something happened to Patrick Mahomes, what would happen there? Wait,
hold on a second. But here's the thing, okay? I feel better about Malik Willis than I do about Skylar Thompson. All right. Okay. The Packers were active in going to get a player that the Tennessee Titans, they had a 2 or 3 backups that could be your secondary guy. They go get Malik Willis, who was drafted with the third round, who did great at Liberty. You know, I still think he's going to be a decent player in the NFL. This might be his opportunity. This is going to be his opportunity to show if he can be or not. You know, Packer fans should be thankful that their team went out and went to go get another guy before the season started. Because look, week 1, his knee popped. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks, possibly. Which sucks for our friend Dave Stager. Yeah. Hopefully, Malik Willis works out. But, you look at Jacksonville. Who's their backup? Mac Jones. Should he be a long-term starter in the NFL? No, he has not showed that. But do I feel better about Mac Jones being a backup for than Skylar Thompson? 100%. You look over in Seattle, Geno Smith. He does very well. He gets hurt. Who's their backup? It's Sam Howell. Forward thinking. Russell Wilson. If they would have went and got Russell Wilson for $1 and they had Kenny Pickett, who struggled, or not even Kenny Pickett, who's the other guy I'm thinking of for Pittsburgh? Not Kenny Pickett. Oh my goodness. Rudolph, yeah. Well, yeah, Mason Rudolph. If they would have still had Mason Rudolph, and like, oh crap, dude, we're stuck. But no, what did they do? Forward thinking. They went and got Justin Fields. So now it's like, hey, wait a second, we're still in this. Miami didn't do that. Miami said, okay, we're getting rid of Mike White. Well, oh, there it is. They're going to try to go get someone else to sit behind Tannehill. And they go, we're going to put Skylar Thompson up, which I'm not hating on Skylar. Third year in the system. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully he doesn't have to play anything. But what did they do? They go get Tim Boyle. What? So for me, I understand you're right. It could happen to any team. I just wish that Miami was forward thinking like most of these teams have been this season and getting a guy who could be who could step in and we could say, okay, no, we still have a chance. Skylar comes in, Tim Boyle starts for Miami. To me, there's you can sing the Vince McMahon song, No Chance in Hell.
Yeah. If you'd like to share the link with one of our colleagues who's live from the stadium, if you want to take a few minutes to get a perspective, he's awaiting the link.
Is he now?
Yes. If you'd like, he asked me for it, but if you'd like to drop it, or would you like me to? I could drop it right now if you'd like.
No, I could send it. Let me see. Give me a second here. If not, maybe you will. I don't know why it's being so slow for me, but give me a minute.
Let me know if I want. I could do it in 3 seconds if you want. I could drop it right now on X.
Yeah, go ahead, because it's going slow for me. It's still spinning.
Yeah.
George, what's up, my man? Great to see you, brother.
One thing I might say, I just want to know, if you were making $30 a year, wouldn't you want to show up? I see Jalen Phillips arriving at the stadium. You see Mike McDaniel in his Bentley, his Venti. Have you ever seen more sugar in a drink? That guy, I don't know how that guy has the metabolism. Do you see the drink the guy was holding when he got out of his Bentley this morning in his Gucci belt? Tyreek Hill got out of bed in his pajamas, in his undershirt, and came to the game. Like the guy, if you look at him, like honestly, I'm not stereotyping here. I'm being serious. You see a guy driving a Lamborghini, and the guy gets out in his pajamas. Like, he doesn't exactly look like the guy who's driving a Lamborghini. You know what I mean?
Jeez. Yeah, I know. Hold on.
He's definitely comfortable in his own skin.
Okay. We keep pushing here until I get.
I just sent it to him.
Here we go. InActives.
Oh, they
All right.
him?
Today's InActives for week 1. Everybody, it is first off, Jalen Wright, running back. Ethan Bonner, corner. Channing Tindall, Mo Kamara, Andrew Meyer, Malik Washington. Our rookie running back, Jalen Wright, will not play today.
He was injured. He was
corner,
injured.
Ethan Bonner. Linebacker, Channing Tindall. Linebacker, Mo Kamara. Offensive line, undrafted free agent, Andrew Meyer. And rookie wide receiver, Malik Washington, all inactive. The biggest surprise for me would be Ethan Bonner. That is the biggest surprise. Well, Jalen Wright, I didn't know he was hurt.
He had a slight little injury, so I think they're comfortable just sitting him till Thursday.
Yeah.
Bonner, I'm surprised because I thought he was ahead of the depth chart of Storm Duck. Tyndall and Kamara, that means I think the snap count for they're going to use Ogba.
They may want to have, and look, Brett's saying there, they need him, right? He's our best all-around back on the team. Look, they might be, if he has a little bit of he hurt something in practice, they may say, hey, man, this is a short week. We want you 100% for that Buffalo game because we're going to need to be ultra physical.
Did they elevate anybody else? Because they only elevated Chosen, so they don't have.
They did, Chosen.
Yeah, so they
resurrected from the dead.
So for linebackers, you're only relying on. That means Anthony Walker's playing.
I would assume so.
And that's the one guy we have in coverage. So that means you have Anthony Walker, Jordan Brooks, and Duke Riley, and David Long at linebacker. I have a feeling the fact that they're sitting Mo Kamara, that means you're going to see basically. That means you only have.
Did you send the link already? Sorry, I want to ask.
I sent it to him.
Okay.
That means that you only have Quentin Bell, you have Chop Robinson, Jalen Phillips, and Emmanuel Ogba, which means if that's your case with Quentin Bell and Chop Robinson, that means Jalen Phillips is more ready than we think he is, and he might play a full game today. Like he might get 40, 50. He might get like the majority.
So we're waiting on Fish Tank Hank to pop in live from the stadium in Hard Rock in at the tailgate. Get some fans' perspective there. Tell us what's the vibe there in Miami Gardens at Hard Rock Stadium. Bell is ready to go. Phillips won't play a full game, but he will play. Anthony Walker, Jordan Brooks, Duke Riley, David Long are all playing today.
Awesome. Here he is.
All right, so let's get him in here. We'll pop this in like this, Evan. And there's Fish Tank Hank.
Yo,
what's up? What's up, Tank?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing, brother?
You know, I'm here at the game. Did you hear all the rumors? They're false.
They're false. What's going on, dude?
They're all false. Don't believe anything you hear.
Is that right? Is that right? How is it over there? How's the vibe?
It's awesome. These are my people right here. Let me show you my people. Hey, fins up, everybody.
Get it, baby.
Fins up, fins up.
Let's go.
Fins
there
up.
you go.
Let's go.
There we go. He's got the right stuff over there. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer.
What time did you get in, Fish Tank?
Right now, I'm kind of walking down the aisle looking to see what everybody's doing. Look, I'll show you guys what's going on around here. They're having a good time, right?
There you go.
Everybody here is having a great time. And I'll turn around where you can see everybody as I walk. And they all look at me like I'm crazy, but that's all right.
That's all right.
So Fish Tank, Pops.
Yes, sir.
What's the feel knowing what's going on Twitter, since people are going nuts, and the fact that we see Tyreek Hill being kicked for no reason, being arrested, pulled over, detained, not arrested. What's the feel on at the stadium right now with the fact that there was some fear that the worst thing the worst of the worst could have happened, that once again Tyreek Hill got involved in an incident?
That's what we heard, but then we heard that it was all bogus. That it was another player from another team.
No. It was Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was arrested for detained for a traffic violation. They sat him outside of Hard Rock, and now he's been let go, and he will play for today. Drew Rosenhaus is talking about it right now.
By the way, there is.
It must have been one heck of a traffic violation for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And Bobby, there's a picture now of somebody showing as Tyreek Hill is just standing there. A cop literally kicks him to the ground, like doesn't put him to the ground.
You don't usually get arrested just for a simple traffic violation.
I know, unless he was super speeding, but we don't.
He was detained.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the case, speeding.
Yeah.
But you never know with these things, you know? You never know. Give the man the benefit of the doubt. He'll have his day. But no, the feeling out here is electric. Look, they're parking everybody. I mean, packing them in.
Well, they actually announced. They actually announced on Twitter that every parking spot has been purchased today. Like there's no parking. Like there's no every parking from lot 20 near the Walmart. There's no room to park there. If you didn't have parking yet, we'll go from there.
Yeah, I get here early. I usually get here around 9:30.
Yeah.
Because I like to be able to park where I want to. And you guys, they supposedly have to get here the first hour to do that.
Yeah. And then, Hank, I don't know if you're aware, but here are the inactives for today. The Dolphins game's inactives. Running back Jalen Wright, corner Ethan Bonner, Channing Tindall linebacker, Mo Kamara linebacker, offensive lineman Andrew Meyer, and wide receiver Malik Washington all out today for the Dolphins.
Ooh, who was the first player? Go back to the first player.
Jalen Wright. Remember I mentioned to you yesterday, Jalen
Wright.
Tennessee running back.
We talked about that yesterday. You said you would sit him if he wasn't 100% yesterday, Hank.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be cautious, I would go cautious with him. You have two other backs that can get it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I like the decision. You know, shut him down early. Let him work through the season instead of, let's put him out there and see if he holds up. So I like that thinking. I'm all about it.
The other breaking news for you, Fish Tank, however.
Fins up, fellas. Fins up. Fins up.
It's not Dolphins related, but everyone worrying about the Tua contract at $50 million. Well, Dallas just announced about 10 minutes ago that Dallas Cowboys just gave Dak Prescott $60 million a year for the next 4 years.
Man, you like sausage, peppers, onions, or I got the chicken kebabs? You like the Jersey breakfast?
Look at that.
You got the eggs? You got what do you need?
Look at that, guys.
I'm going to have a little bit of that sausage right there, bro.
Yes, sir.
A little bit of that sausage, man.
Woo! 4 minutes.
He wasn't listening.
Here now.
Hank likes the sausage.
Hang on.
Hank likes the sausage. You got to love it. That's awesome.
Oh
man.
Yo.
Did you hear what I said?
Talking about? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I have the bird feeder. I've been using it. I've been handing out stickers to all the kids that come by, but they parked everybody up so close so fast that I didn't get an opportunity to give a lot of kids stickers because we are packed in today.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look, you say hi to Mr. Fish Tank. Hank.
I mean, listen to the music going on.
Look how beautiful it is there today.
It's a perfect day. And it's a perfect day. It's a perfect day.
Hey, it's a perfect day for a win.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
It's a perfect day for a win, fellas.
Yep.
That's right. You know it is. And it will be. And it will be. And Hank, I was saying full disclosure to everyone watching before the season starts. Hank has it.
Yeah.
I think all of us have it 12-5 for Miami this season. The three of us have it all at 12-5. As the season goes on with different situations, that may change here and there. That's okay. Let me make sure.
Bobby,
what's up?
I think just another thing. You know what Tyreek told the police officers when he was being detained?
What?
I want to be a police officer in the future.
Oh, Lord.
I'm being serious. He actually said it.
I believe you. I believe you.
I believe you, too.
It's something he would say. But wait, wasn't Shaq a cop? Isn't Shaquille O'Neal a cop in Florida? Didn't he become like a volunteer cop?
He did. Yes, he did. Adam Beasley was saying the Dolphins activating Storm Duck over Ethan Bonner is very revealing about media perceptions versus reality.
Yeah, and he could be the next Derek Kohu. I really liked what he did. I was at that game. We're getting the preseason game where obviously it's preseason, but Storm Duck was it was a very, very, we kept a close eye on him, and he played extremely well. Extremely well.
Hey, I'm happy. Storm Duck, put him in there. Let's see what he can do.
Hey, we have a duck. We have a penguin. We have a cheetah.
Yeah.
It's great. We have all the different animals. It's all good.
I will say, from Finn Sammy, friend of the channel, of Finn's TV, 3 quick observations. I just want to say this one more time by Tyreek Hill incident. Number 1, it's important to be respectful to law enforcement. Number 2, a verbal altercation with police is not a reason enough to be handcuffed. And number 3, bet ESPN makes a bigger deal of this than Rashee Rice's case. 100% agree with that. Finn Sammy of Finn's TV.
I want you guys to know something real quick.
Yes, sir.
I ran into Hammer Time. And Hammer Time, I told Hammer Time I didn't have a link to tell you guys. I didn't know if you guys knew I didn't have. I tried the link, but it didn't work.
My apologies. We were a little distracted with the
news.
With the news. We were a little busy.
Hey, man, that's some serious news right before the game. Come on. We heard it. We heard it at like 10:30. We heard it.
After this, over under 200 yards for Cheetah today. After this is motivation. Over under.
I think he's going to come out and do a $175.
That's still a pretty good showing for game 1.
Yeah, I think he's going to come out today and let the cops see some real speed.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, fellas. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a great day.
Big love. I can only do half a hand, so there you go.
All right, Fish Tank. I'll talk to you after the game, brother. Have a good one. Be safe.
Yeah. I got to do a little bit of, what do they call that again? Oh, yeah, partying.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Go feed the birds, Hank. Go feed the birds.
Yeah, that's right. Go feed the birds.
By the way, are you a Kendrick
He will be
Lamar
under
fan?
75 yards. The Jacksonville defense will handcuff him. Oh, wow.
By the way, are you a Kendrick Lamar? Do you like Kendrick Lamar?
I don't really. I know I think he's a rapper, right? I don't even know who he is.
He's
really.
going to be. He has been announced as the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Oh, really? I never watched a halftime show.
Neither do I. That's when I go take a break.
Yeah, that's what my wife and my brother-in-law and my mother-in-law, they all watch. That's when they watch the Super Bowls when during the halftime show. Fins up, Ryan. Appreciate you watching,
when
brother.
I see the halftime show, that's when I want to use a bird feeder. That's what I want to do.
So, before we get in, as we continue, we'll continue to look for any breaking news or anything as anything comes in here. Ramsey's playing. We don't know how much he will play. Kader Kohu and Storm Duck should be picking up more of the load, I think, throughout the game with Kendall Fuller. Let me see here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. I see now the Kendrick Lamar, the Lamar thing.
Let's talk about the game.
We're going to go through the NFL games right now, and then we'll get back to the game. Yeah. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything here.
I'm following it too.
All right. So let's first talk about, we'll get back to the Dolphins game here, guys. Again, we have almost 67 people watching between YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, Twitch. We appreciate you all watching. You're watching the Miami Dolphins pregame show on FTSN with Finstanza and Bobby Finstock. First off, to start the week 1, you had the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. That was a close game. It was 27-20. Kansas City wins. You have the Eagles taking on. You had the Eagles take on the Green Bay Packers. They defeated them 34-29. Of course, Jordan Love, we discussed it, was injured in that game.
How bad does that feel?
Oh, terrible. 34-29. Jordan Love out 4 to 6 weeks now. I guess that's a blessing in disguise compared to what could have been,
Ryan
for
Tannehill.
the Packers.
Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, crap. You know what? You're right. If he was out for the season, maybe even now.
He's looking for a contendership. I think he's waiting for someone to
I would love that for Dave Stager. I'd love that for Stager. Get Ryan Tannehill be the quarterback of the Packers.
36.
All right. Let's go. Week 1, our first game to discuss. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons. Russell Wilson out for today's game. Justin Fields will play. Constanza, how does this game go?
Kirk Cousins knows how to distribute that ball. Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robinson is a phenomenal running back. You have weapon. Now you have added just a couple weeks ago. I would have maybe thought the Steelers, but now you added Justin Simmons to play with Jesse Bates, Matthew Judon, who for me, when I thought Matthew Judon was leaving our conference, that's the one player on the New England Patriots that I worry about. The Atlanta Falcons at home are going to have a very easy time beating the Pittsburgh Steelers today.
There you go. I'm going to roll with you. I think this is a Falcons win. I don't know how easy that's going to be. I think it could be I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be 17-14 just because it's the start of the season. I'm not really, even though I do like Kirk Cousins. I like the Falcons offense. I think the Falcons offense is going to be very formidable. Bijan Robinson in his second year. Their receiving core, Kyle Pitts, I think, is going to have a major year. But I think it kind of starts off a little slow today. I think Pittsburgh's defense is going to be better than obviously their offense, and I think they're going to hold Atlanta's offense to 17 points, but their offense is not going to score enough points to win the game. So I have Atlanta. I'm with you. And now we have the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr. going to Buffalo, facing against Keon Coleman, Josh Allen, and company. It's in home. It's at Buffalo. I'm going to roll with Buffalo here. Buffalo will take the win. What about you?
Except when I'm going to be absolutely desperate in my survivor pool, I will never this season pick the Jets or pick the Bills, even if I lose that game. Arizona, James Conner, Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., I believe their offense will do enough, just enough, because there's an unproven defense in Buffalo now. No Matt Milano, no Tre'Davious White, no Jordan Poyer. No, I just feel that Josh Allen's going to try to do too much today, and hope and pray the Arizona Cardinals sneak out a 3-point victory over the Buffalo Bills today.
Now, yes.
Northern Illinois style.
There you go. Upset alert. Now we got the Tennessee Titans at Chicago. Caleb Williams, the Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, the new,
Moore.
Caleb, DJ Moore. Caleb Williams
Swift
looked really good in preseason. I mean, he looked as advertised for the number 1 overall pick. You have Will Levis, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know will play or not. I don't think he will. They have Tony Pollard. Derrick Henry is gone. I think Chicago takes this.
Yeah, they also have Calvin Ridley, but yes, Chicago. They have now surrounded this young quarterback with a lot of what he needs, and I do believe that the Chicago Bears will defeat the Tennessee Titans.
There you go. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. The next one there, the New England Patriots is Jacoby Brissett starting or is he hurt?
Yeah, no, Jacoby Brissett was named as the number 1 starter for the team.
Okay, so he's going to start. So Jacoby Brissett as the starter, Jaron Mayo, new head coach, traveling to Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Did he get his new deal yet, or is he not playing?
He will not have his new deal, but I think he might play. I think.
Okay. Either way, I'm rolling. I'm going to look
at Bengals and InActives. I'm going to look. Either way, I'm taking Cincinnati. That's the game that when people are looking at their survivor picks today, that's where people are going. It's New England is still too raw, especially you can see they're really in that rebuild mode without trading Matthew Judon away. So for me, the InActives today are for the Cincinnati Bengals: T. Higgins, Kendrick Pryor, Cedric Johnson, Amarius Mims, Tanner McLaughlin, Chris Jenkins, which means Jamar Chase is playing today.
Okay. So, and either way, I was going to roll with Cincinnati in that game.
So,
that's not any unbiased thing. I just still believe in New England.
I think they're holding the on to Cincinnati comment from Bill Belichick over their head.
Yeah, that's right. Then you got the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts. This should be a very fun game for those who could watch it. We're going to be watching the Dolphin game, but this I think will be a fun game. Division rivals: Anthony Richardson, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor,
the Loud House.
Absolutely. Then the Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs. Goodness gracious, it's going to be one hell of a game. But I'm going to roll with the Houston Texans to win this game. They win in Indy. What do you got?
I think Anthony Richardson has a chip on his shoulder. I think that the development, having this mentorship of Joe Flacco there. I
Good
like
point.
they have Jonathan Taylor. I just believe that today there's a lot of pressure on the Houston Texans. There isn't as much pressure on the Colts. The Colts don't have this expectation that everyone is anointing CJ Stroud potential MVP of the year. You got Stephon Diggs. They have a more hype than any team in the AFC this season. And I believe they're going to go out with a little bit of a whimper game one. And I believe that if it was in Houston, it'd be a different story. But today, another upset. Indianapolis Colts, Anthony Richardson wins the duel against CJ Stroud today, game one of the season.
There you go. Love it. Carolina, New Orleans. Bryce Young, second year. He didn't have as good a year as CJ Stroud. Then you got the Saints with Derek Carr and company. How you feeling about this game?
I actually am going to pick the Panthers only because new coach, new interior offensive line. They spent, including Robert Hunt, $20 million for that guy. Holy crap. But I believe that the New Orleans Saints are going to have a little bit of a whimper today. Divisional game, you never know. And because there's actually a stat that when you go against the spread, Dennis Allen is the worst head coach record-wise against the spread. He's like 26-47 or 48. So I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers to come out and the rookie slump without surrounding Bryce Young with the tools that he needs. He will have additional tools in his weaponry this season. And I believe the Carolina Panthers will win today's game against the New Orleans Saints.
I'm with you 100%. I think Carolina's going to win this game. I think Bryce Young is in for a good year. I'm excited to see Bryce Young this season. Minnesota versus the Giants. Sam Darnold now the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings after the injury to J.J. McCarthy.
Go sign Ryan Tannehill.
Oh my God. Tannehill. But Justin Jefferson's still there. Jordan Addison, wide receiver. They still have a decent defense. Andrew Van Ginkel now there. Of course, their defensive coach is Brian Flores. And you got the New York Giants, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Giant fans must be killing themselves. They'll be throwing up, and sick to their stomachs watching Saquon Barkley, what he did for his first game with Philly, after watching, of course, Hard Knocks with them during the offseason. I'm going to roll with the Minnesota Vikings for this game. The Vikings are going to take this. They're going to beat New York. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Because Daniel Jones has a weapon there now in Malik Neighbors. And I believe that combination will be stronger than a backup in Sam Darnold. At least Daniel Jones can run the ball today. He can do things with his legs. This is a make or break it year for him. If he doesn't come out, there's more pressure on Daniel Jones than there is on Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold is not going to be a full-time starter in the NFL anytime soon again. Daniel Jones trying to save his job. Brian Daboll is a very capable offensive mind. He's going to utilize Malik Neighbors in a very, very smart way today. And I believe that because it's happening in East Rutherford and not in Minnesota, that the Giants will pick up the victory today.
And we'll say, great point, right? Because we saw what Stephon Diggs did for Josh Allen, what Tyreek Hill did for Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously Mike McDaniel helped with that, but what Malik Neighbors could do for Daniel Jones. But hey, Sam Darnold's never had a receiver like Justin Jefferson. I think that's something to be pointed out as well. So we could, I great point, but I would say that too. We'll see how Sam Darnold does with those two wide receivers with that type of offense, with that type of offensive coach. Moving on, you got the Raiders taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, all the receivers is gone. They drafted Ladd McConkey. They got Quentin Johnston over there in LA. Obviously, Austin Eckler is now gone. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh saying, okay, we're gonna kind of clean it and then build around Justin Herbert. The Raiders have Aiden O'Connell. They lost Josh Jacobs. They still have Devontae Adams for how long? I don't know. But they're no joke. This is another divisional game. This is a hard-hitting game. I'm looking forward to this game. But I believe the Chargers will go 1-0 to start Jim Harbaugh's career as the Los Angeles Chargers coach.
I think the difference in this game is actually going to be shockingly Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby. I think they are going to drive Justin Herbert crazy. It's There's hype
Defense.
there's hype again. There's hype
Okay.
towards Jim Harbaugh
like that.
because of Justin Herbert. But I think the fact that he's lost a lot of his weapons, you lost your 3 core weapons in Eckler, Allen, and Williams. They're not there anymore. I think it's going to be a little bit of another whimper for them. Too much hype around this team. Expectations for Jim Harbaugh. And I do believe that Max Crosby is going to drive everybody crazy today. The guy never takes a snap off.
He's my defensive player of the year this year.
And I think Christian Wilkins is going to live up. I don't question Christian Wilkins for going to take the money. I would never pay him that money, but he's still a great football player. And I believe that he is going to eat today.
Great points. Can't disagree with you on that. I think it's,
Have you seen how big Joe Alt is?
He's huge. Massive.
The guy is, if I put you on my shoulders, I think Joe Alt is still bigger.
It's crazy, dude.
When you first met me, you thought I was huge.
Yeah.
I'm like, Joe Alt is like 3 of me.
Yeah, and no, great points. And again, Max Crosby is my defensive player of the year.
Him, honestly. He's my favorite defensive player in the NFL.
Yeah.
The guy never takes it down off. Never takes it down off.
Awesome dude, man. But yeah, I have the Chargers. I think they're going to pull this out, but I think that's a great point. You can't sleep on the Raiders defense. Antonio Pierce. Can't sleep on him either. I love Antonio Pierce. I think he's going to be a great coach.
Yeah, but I don't go after quarterbacks that are like.
Yeah, I know. I'm seeing the trend. I see the
my
trend.
You see my trend.
Trust me, I noticed it. All right, Denver Broncos taking on the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Pete Carroll is now gone. He's still an advisor, but you got a new head coach. I think it's McDonald. And
Mike McDonald, former defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. They're no joke.
Thank you, sir. And then the Denver Broncos, is Bo Nix starting?
Yes, Bo Nix is era?
Okay, and of course, Josh Wingate, I don't want to say diehard, but he is a big fan of Bo Nix. He's been banging the table for him. And Bo Nix looked good. No doubt, Bo Nix looked really good for Denver in preseason. How do you see this going?
It's Seattle with Charbonnet, with Metcalf. Geno Smith is there. They have a backup in Sam Howell, but they have a great defense already, and you brought in another defensive coach. I don't know if you've ever been, honestly, I have, like I tell you this, my cousins, big Seattle, drive from Portland to every game. They're no joke, that crowd. To play in Seattle is a very tough place to play. We're going to be playing there in 3 weeks. In week 3, obviously I'll have a different projection then, but the Seattle Seahawks are just going to be too strong for a rookie quarterback. Mike McDonald's going to whip something up to drive this guy crazy. And I think the Seattle Seahawks will win this game handedly.
There you go. I'm with you. I got Seattle as well. You got the Cowboys versus the Cleveland Browns. Obviously for Cleveland, they're at home in Ohio in the dog pound. Deshaun Watson, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb. I don't know will play.
Nick Chubb is not playing.
Okay, thank you.
But they have that other backup who's they honestly.
They got decent.
It doesn't matter what running game that team has. That offensive line opens up holes where you and I could be the running backs.
Yeah.
They have some offensive line there.
The number 1 defense in the NFL last year with Myles Garrett and company. Can't sleep on them at all. And then you look exactly. Then you got the Dallas Cowboys. We just talked about it. Dak Prescott, breaking news. Now the highest paid quarterback, the highest paid player in NFL history. 4 years, $250+ million. Their running back room, Tony Pollard's gone. They brought back Ezekiel Elliott, but still strong offense, strong quarterback. Dallas Cowboys. I have the Cowboys winning this. I have the Cowboys coming out with a win. Where do you got going? How do you see this game going?
I don't know if you didn't mention this. I'm surprised you made this call because there's actually an advisor. Remember how you mentioned Pete Carroll's an advisor to the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah.
Do you know who's an advisor to Kevin Stefanski and Jim Schwartz?
Variable.
Who would we have wanted as an advisor this year for the Miami Dolphins? I would have appreciated Mike Vrabel.
I know.
I believe that Jim Schwartz, I think actually, had he not had his contract signed, I think that Dak Prescott would have played up. I think now that he has a contract signed, he's Mr. Comfortable. CeeDee Lamb is not 100%. He has not participated much of training camp. I believe they're going to get off to a little bit of a rough start. It's actually in Cleveland. The dog pound is no joke either. I believe that the Cleveland Browns will pick up the victory today.
There you go. All right. The Washington Commanders taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jaden Daniels in company. Baker Mayfield. I'm actually going to roll with Tampa Bay on this one. I think Baker Mayfield's going to have himself a good year again.
Rashard White, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Godwin. By the way, I was talking to one of my close buddies, one of my oldest friends, big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. You know what he's salivating over? A player that you and I were pounding the table for at the draft over Chop Robinson. Do you remember his name? The guy plays guard. The guy plays guard. He plays left guard. He plays right guard, and he is now today their starting center. He attended Duke University. Do you remember his name?
Oh my goodness!
By the name of Graham Barton.
Barton, yes.
This guy is a wizard on the offensive line. They're loving what they're seeing from him in Tampa Bay. I don't know about you, but Vita Vea scares the living frickin' daylights out of me if I am Jaden Daniels. This guy moves for a 340 pounder. This guy moves. Levante David, Winfield Jr. in the secondary. This team has a lot going for them. Tampa Bay at home. Baker Mayfield got his bang. He's actually probably the most reasonably priced starting quarterback in the NFL, only making in the mid-30s. Baker, I think it's an offense that works well. I believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have no problem taking care of the Washington Commanders today.
There you go. This is going to be a good one. The LA Rams taking on the Detroit Lions. The Lions, the story of the NFC, the Cinderella story of the NFC last year, finally winning a playoff game. Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, everyone under defense. Then you got the returning Matt Stafford for the Rams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Aaron Donald retired. This is going to be a great game. This is a hard game to pick. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, it's not.
I'll tell you what, it's hard for me. It's hard for me. And you know what, though? I think the Lions are going to have a very good year this year. They're going to be in the playoffs again. But Matt Stafford going back to Ford Field, I think this is going to be a strong year for the Los Angeles Rams. I think they're going to put themselves right back with the NFC elite. I'm going to roll with the Los Angeles Rams this game here.
Because it's a dome game, because of the hype. I use the hype. Again, remember what I said this about the Colts before. There's hype on the Texans. There's hype on the Lions. Lions are Super Bowl contenders. The one thing that I learned last season is that Dan Campbell sometimes becomes too big for his britches, but Sean McVay doesn't. Matthew Stafford has Puka Nacua. He has Cooper Kupp healthy. He has Kerryon Williams. I believe he has the same capabilities on offense to do what he needs to do to win this football game. It's two dome teams. I believe that the same way the Texans are coming in with all this hype, that it's going to fall off a cliff a little bit in game one. And I believe the Rams are going to go into Ford Field where it's already an expectation because they made the NFC Championship that they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year. I believe that the Los Angeles Rams will pick up the victory today.
There you go. I just want to say Dak Prescott's contract details from Jess Narvaez of the Dallas Cowboys media. She's been on the channel before. Awesome person. But 4 years, $240 million, $231 million of that 240 is guaranteed. $60 million per year. The first $60 million player in NFL history. Of course, the highest paid player in NFL history. Crazy number.
Patrick Mahomes is the 13th highest paid quarterback. That basically means you might as well just give Patrick Mahomes $75 million tomorrow. It's not even funny. Because now quarterbacks, what we have to realize is you're not paying quarterbacks for wins. You're paying quarterbacks because there's only 13, 14 actual starting caliber, high-level quarterbacks that you believe can lead your team because they've done something. Because someone like Tua has the stats the last 2 years. Dak Prescott has gotten to playoffs, has stats. Jared Goff in the system work. It's because of where they fit into these systems that allows these quarterbacks to get paid. It's not because they win. Because, for example, Brock Purdy, I think, is a good quarterback, but I think the fact that you have Christian McCaffrey and you have Deebo Samuel and you have Brandon Ayuk makes a big difference. He'll probably get in the 50-something million. The guy's making $970,000 now. It doesn't mean Brock Purdy's a better quarterback than somebody else. It's just because he fits into the Kyle Shanahan system.
There you go. Greg in the house. Greg, co-host of Finstock Overtime. Just walked through the parking lots to the stadium. I've never seen so many tents and people hanging out, especially in the yellow lot. This is going to be so much fun. Hey, Greg, try to see if you find Fish Tank Hank. Look for his Corvette. Give him a high five.
Southeast corner.
Take a picture. Southeast corner of the yellow lot, right? Yellow?
Orange. He's orange. Southeast corner of the orange lot. Right before you go down the tunnel in the corner. It's the best spot.
Okay, the last game before we talk about the Dolphins and give our final, our keys to the game and then our final predictions. The last game to talk about is the New York Jets, the returning Aaron Rodgers versus the San Francisco 49ers. Look, I'm going to make this very easy for you.
I got my shirt the Canes wear.
I do not give a damn Aaron Rodgers is back. I do not believe in the Jets one bit. I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers in this football game. I'm not as worried about the Jets as everyone else. Look, I'm not hating on them in regards of Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner and everything. Look, I respect that. They're going to be a decent team. But I don't think they're the AFC champions. I don't think they're the AFC East champions. I don't think they have a chance in hell, i.e. Vince McMahon. I'm rolling with the Niners. I think Aaron Rodgers is finally found the cliff that Max Kellerman was talking about with Tom Brady. Going with the Niners.
Same thing I said about the Bills. You'll never hear me utter the words of the vomiting team out of my life. I will tell you this. If Bill Belichick if Woody Johnson would have fired Robert Saleh and hired Bill Belichick, then I'd be worried. I'm not worried about Robert Saleh. I'm not worried about the Jets. Something always happens to the Jets. I don't believe, honestly, people look back. Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay was nothing special. He's a name. The difference is that I don't believe that he's Tom Brady. I don't believe that he has necessarily the offensive line that's going to keep him upright all season. Yeah. So for me, those stinking, smelly, stupid Jets are not going to pick up any victory today in San Francisco. Not happening. Not on my watch.
There you go.
Not on my watch.
There you go. And let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Aladino has the 49ers as well. Let's see. Lions lose and don't make the playoffs this year. Everything went their way last year. Things balance out this year. There you go, Greg. Talking about the Lions. He thinks the Lions will lose and they will not make the playoffs. Strong. That is very strong. All right. Fitzstanza. Did you give your keys to victory yesterday?
Yeah, but I said I would add more to it today. So
okay, so since you did yours,
with the inactives, I will give more keys.
Here's my keys to victory. 3 keys to victory for Miami Dolphins victory to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars today. First off, it's score fast and keep up the pace. Burn out that Jacksonville defense. Again, we know what happened today. We knew what happened before the game. It sucks. Hopefully that puts a chip on their shoulder, but this was one of my keys before that even happened. You need to, put the emphasis, make this your game, make it a statement, over the top, big ass play, score, put Jacksonville on their heels right away. And then you keep up that pace throughout the game. Second half, though, if you're leading, control the clock, kill the clock, run the football. Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, they are active. We know Jalen Wright is not, but those two are active. Keep Jacksonville's offense off the field. Burn out that Jacksonville D. And then their defense for key number 3. Stop the run. ETN, make him a non-factor. That's where Miami could struggle this season is running defense. You need to stop the run. Force Trevor Lawrence to pass. And then while you're forcing him to pass, our pass rush with Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson, Calais Campbell, and company, force him to make him uncomfortable and force him to make mistakes. Let our hungry secondary get some turnovers. Those are my 3 keys to victory. You follow that, Miami will be 6-5 all time against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Vincenza?
Very simple. First key to the game is about both teams, but sort of the same thing. I need Javon Holland or Jordan Poyer to play nickel and contain Evan Ingram. I don't want Evan Ingram, who caught over 117 passes yesterday, to play a role in this game today. I need one of them. Javon Holland needs to grow up a little bit and learn how to play that position if he wants to get his bag. Because for me, Duke Riley, David Long, Jordan Brooks, any of those guys in coverage, unless they put Walker, scares me to death. I need the safeties to be covering on Evan Ingram today. That's one. On the flip side, though, Jonnu Smith has to play a big factor. The tight ends are going to play a significant role. If Evan Ingram has a good game today, that might have a significant impact on the results of our game. If Jonnu Smith does not have a great game, a role in today's game, I think with 2 tight end sets, but getting Jonnu Smith the ball, that would concern me. I actually predict that Jonnu Smith will get the first touchdown for the Miami Dolphins today. That's my prediction. I've been going around on Twitter, people throughout these shows and last night that Jonnu Smith will score a touchdown before Mike McDaniel wins the challenge. We'll get to that. Stu, to set the edge. Thank God Jalen Phillips is there today because we need to set that edge. We need to make sure that we keep it all contained in the middle of the field. I don't want anyone getting to the outside. That's really important from our linebacker position. And then the number one key, 0 turnovers from Tua Tagovailoa. And I mean, if Aaron Brewer snaps the ball, it's your fault, Tua. If you drop the ball, it's your fault, Tua. He now is an over-communicator. It's now his 3rd year in this Mike McDaniel offense. Tua has to have a clean game today. No turnovers, no overthrow, no second guessing. Find a guy, let it fly. If you're not sure, don't force it into windows that you don't need to. If you're running out of the pocket, unless you're running with the football, if you're going on your off shoulder, get rid of the ball. Play for another down. I want Tua to have an absolutely clean game today. If I see an interception from Tua, that's gonna be 7 points or 3 points that could determine the momentum and final result of this football game.
There you go. All right, so this is it. What is your game prediction for today? Score. Your game prediction, final score.
Final score. Originally, I was going to probably have it 28-21 Miami Dolphins. Considering the fact that Tyreek Hill just lost his mind a little bit and Mike McDaniel probably has the fire in his eyes, I will now predict a 34-21 Miami Dolphins victory.
What was your score before?
I said 28-21. Now I'm saying 34-21.
28-21. Okay, that was before, and this was after.
And I'm going to give ourselves an extra 6 to 7 points because
you know why my mouth dropped. I have it 34-20.
Yeah,
I have it 34-20.
34-21.
There you go. Well, I'm not. Let me just show you. I wrote down yours, but I don't know if you're going to see my notes or not. But I have it 34-20.
Yeah,
I've had that since. Yeah, I've had that since.
Wait, you still have spiral notebooks? That's so cute.
Oh, shut up! I use my computer and I love writing. I have a bunch of notebooks.
I'm kidding with you.
Yeah. So if you want to give me a gift, you get me a cool notebook. I'll go quite crazy on it. Aladino, 35-20. Come on, guys, put your comments in there. What you think this game is going to be? And look, 35-20, 34-20. Miami for me. Finstanda has a 34-21, 34-20, 34-20 for Evan, 35-20 for Aladino. The greatest show on surf, the Miami Dolphins, the number one offense in football. Guys, let me talk to you about the greatest show on surf. How about the greatest show on surf.shop? If you guys bleed aqua and orange like we do, head over to greatest show on surf.shop right now for some amazing Miami Dolphins merchandise. Represent the greatest football team by going to that site. They've got you covered. You can use code FINSTALK to save 15%. Their best shirt is, or their most favorite shirt, the biggest seller that I found out from the over there, Philip, is their Mike McDaniel coach shirt. So they just launched a new Legends of Football line you don't want to miss. It's the perfect way to honor the icons of the game while still supporting the Miami Dolphins. So what are you waiting for? Go visit the greatest show on surf.shop today. Score 15% off your entire order by using that code FINSTALK at checkout. Represent the greatest show on surf and the greatest football team, and let's show everyone what it means to be a true Miami Dolphins fan.
Oh, yuck. You know who just pulled up with his kids to the football game?
Who?
The infamous governor of Florida. He came to watch the game. He's probably going to be with Stephen Ross in his box.
All right. All right. So I have to ask you all this. Are you ready for some football?
Go Fins. Fins up.
Are you ready for some football?
Oh, my God. You have no idea. I don't know. I'm going to have, by the way, I have it set up. You have no idea. In my basement, which I just redid over the summer, And I put 100. I'm in the blind business. A 100% blackout blind. I put an 80-inch projector, and I'm going to be watching that game in pure darkness, pure enjoyment, like I'm in a freaking movie theater. It is going to be an absolute blast.
That's so cool.
And guys, you're not done with us yet today.
No, you're not.
We're not done, buddy. We're not done.
No, I was just gonna say, look, it doesn't stop here. We are good. Once we pop off, we'll go enjoy the Dolphins game.
You have to get undressed.
After the game, we will decompress, but we'll still be, red hot either way, And then, of course, at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, Finstanza and myself will be back live for the Miami Dolphins post-game show. We'll talk about the studs, the duds of the game, the biggest moments, and of course, we'll react to win, lose, or draw. But that is the one and only Finstanza on Bobby Fins Talk. Join us again tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Miami Dolphins pregame show. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and most importantly, Fins up.
With Bobby Fins Talk leading the crew, we're gonna show you what these Dolphins do.